Welcome to Dave TV for the first first of July 2014. How y'all doing, everybody? So here's the deal. I'm listening to Dan Bongino on WMAL this morning, and he makes this big thing about how they're talking about how he's with Mary Catherine Hand, by the way, talking about how this whole Hobby Lobby ruling. Okay, the Hobby Lobby ruling doesn't ban certain contraceptives for women. It doesn't ban that. It just says, that Hobby Lobby has the right to, not pay for certain things via its health insurance. But women can still go with their own money and get whatever contraceptives they want, go to the doctors, whatever. It's just that their health insurance ain't going to pay for it. So he's saying that what does he say? He actually used the term several times. Liberal hacks are all out there claiming that, this whole Hobby Lobby ruling is like making these things unavailable, where it's not. They're still available, yet the health insurance may not cover them. Okay, fine, I get that. Then Mr. Dan Bongino goes, like, the next sentence or right after that says something about how liberals want to ban school choice. Now, isn't he committing this exact same faux pas that he claims Democrats are doing? We're not against school choice. You want to choose a school, you can send your kids to any school you want. That's the law. You can do whatever you want. However, where Democrats and many liberals come in and say we don't want our taxpayer dollars going to support private schools. That's all we're saying. You're paying your taxes, and then you're taking your tax dollars and you're sending them to a school that is not controlled by an elected body like a government. It's a private school. However, if you want to pay your tuition and send your kids to a private school, you have plenty of school choice. Now, isn't that the same logic? He's slamming Democrats and liberals for saying we're against school choice, and at the same time he's saying, then he gets mad at the Democrats for saying that Republicans are against, they're withholding certain reproductive services via this whole thing. I don't know. What I'm saying is it's the same thing. He claims these were liberal hacks, yet he's a conservative hack. He's using the same thing. He's doing the same thing that he criticizes Democrats for doing. He's doing the same logical arguments that the evil liberal Democrats do to defend his thing. To throw out things like, hey, Democrats are against school choice. They're not. We're not against school choice at all, but we don't want taxpayer dollars going to various private schools. I mean, that who knows? That's what we're saying. So, hey, Dan, you're a hack. Face it. Look in the mirror. It's like Chris Plant. Chris Plant looks in the mirror, and who does he see looking back at him? A mirror image of Chris Matthews. They're the same person, except they're on opposite ends of this political spectrum, yet they're the same blustering dopes. They sit there and rant and they rage and they hate each other and they criticize each other, and yet they're exactly the same thing. It's just funny, beware. If somebody runs around calling people, liberal hacks, they're most probably a conservative hack. That's what I was saying. So, Mr. Dan Bongino. By the way, even though I disagree with Dan Bongino, I do think he's a hell of a lot better on WMAL than that Chris Plant is. At least he's, allows an intelligent discussion. Even though I don't agree with him, he's got a good radio voice. He's got a good demeanor on the radio. I like him, and I like that. I think he has a much more entertaining and informative show any day than Chris Plant does. So that's what I got to say about that. He goes, Dan Bongino goes, hey, some dude was trying to insult me on Facebook. Come on. I called him a liberal. I called him a conservative hack because he calls me, or people like me, a liberal hack. I mean, good Lord. Take it personal, Dan. More proof, man. You are a hack. Face it. Man. And then we got this crazy story today. Reed Hundt, who used to head the FCC, comes on to tell some Native American website or whatever. He goes, the FCC should consider whether Dan Snyder is fit to own radio station licenses, given the fact that he uses radio stations to broadcast a Netflix slur. You know, the team's name, Redskins, right? So basically the FCC, former FCC head, is planning this idea that maybe the FCC should start pulling Dan Snyder's radio licenses. You know, he owns Red Zebra Broadcasting, WTEM and WSPZ here in Washington, because they run the Redskins, and the Redskins is a slander, you know, it's an insulting name. Well, okay, then what does that mean? Any radio station that uses the term Redskins, you pull their license. You can pull the license of all the TV stations that run Redskins games. I mean, this guy is a complete wacky nut to even suggest something like that. I don't know what he's smoking. Peyote, perhaps, but Reed Hundt is a complete whack job. So let's see. Okay, the FCC is going to strip Dan Snyder of his 3 radio stations, and then they're gonna like hit CBS with a fine because they run Redskins games and they say the word Redskins on the network, and they're going to slap Fox with a fine for doing the same. They're going to hit ESPN. What are they going to do? Then they're going to pull the license of any radio station that carries the Redskins. I mean, come on, that's just complete nuttiness. I sincerely hope that the Indian Country Today Media Network maybe they made Reed Hundt's comments completely out of character. I don't know, but to say such a thing is just completely wacky. Dude Walker to do House of Cards. There we go. Dude, the great Dude Walker. Remember when the old Don and Mike show, Dude's Voice? The dude does a lot of things. He does political ads. He does Purina cat food ads, Wisconsin Tourism, Buffalo Wild Wings, whole bunch of voices on the TBS NBA playoffs, Golf Channel. You're on a lot of cool stuff. But Dude Walker is going to be seen on House of Cards. He said it's a small speaking part, but probably 5 lines or so as a legislator. So that'll be cool. So get your Netflix. Keep paying your $7.99 for Netflix so you can see that when House of Cards Season 3 debuts. I don't know when that'll be. Probably early next year, I'd imagine. All right, folks. Thanks for watching Dave TV for the 1st of July 2014. Book 'em, Dano.